want us to go?
CIA Safe House Hazlitt. Be there in 30.
Hey, Andy, it's me again. Music video for that Billy Joel song, You're Only Human. You just have to wait for your second wind. And thank God I found my second wind because it's you. You're my second wind. But you gotta be careful because that stuff can go to shit really quick. And you wind up hurting the people that you love. Like the way that I hurt you. Anywho.
That was a confession of your love.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
And that's really the kind of message that you are making when you are drunk or you think that you're gonna die.
We didn't know about this compound B shit.
No!
None of us.
You more than any one of
we're
them.
all victims right now. Catching this super terrorist is the villain. It must be our priority, and it changes the conversation.
So you want us to go out there?
We gotta pull together here. Thank you, Homelander. Not you. Us.
You're telling him
So,
to shut up?
together. Family. You are my real family.
That's a pretty sweet thought that you are having now because you're questioning yourself.
Who gives a
But
shit
I
if
don't
our
buy
birds
it for a
fucking
minute.
You should think before you say something you don't mean.
Really, should I? We are not bought.
At the end of this season, you're not gonna be vote
Still
anymore.
need superheroes.
One way or another. My theory about her being a part of the Boss family. Ooh.
Everyone, also park now. Damn! Head for the storm drain.
See? I didn't think that it was real shots, you know. That's what they said when they said it's your time. No. No, you didn't do that. Oh no! A dolphin and now a whale? You're gonna have the animal associations even more angry. Yui?
Oh, jeez. You all right?
Yeah, you guys go ahead. You guys go ahead. I'm good.
Come on, get your fucking ass off of me!
You ain't going? I ain't going.
It's so disgusting.
And you keep pushing us and pushing until I right over the fucking finish line.
You is not gonna make it. And you need that kid.
I'm so understood, baby. Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Okay, hey. So you're saying there's people with the terrorists? Look at me.
Who invited you? Exactly?
Starlight. I'm going to do everything in my power to renew my light.
Did you just fucking join the Church of the Collective?
Maybe.
You know?
I know I rode this long hard.
Are you serious?
At your dick?
There is no...
That was an easy one.
You're coming back.
We do not have time for this.
Look, I'm with you, sister, but first we have to go get the terrorist, okay?
Ooh.
Okay. Yep, I just need a little rehab. I'll be fine.
I think so. Starlight? She had to do it.
I'd like you to do something for me, okay?
To kill him?
Kill him.
He's wanted. Shouldn't we take him to the police?
Boy, cunt.
Thank you, Butcher.
What is the
You're
problem?
intervening.
Eat this motherfucker.
Oh no, it's not there if fly. He saved you. The trust is back. I was wrong.
What do you want?
Hey, guys!
Why did you do that to the dad? Is that the moment when we're gonna discover that? Why? That poor guy didn't do. Okay, that's the moment when we're discovering that she's crazy and ready to kill people. What about Kimiko?
Can't do your magic little hand thingy anymore?
His head is gonna explode, like in each episode.
Open your eyes.
For what?
I'd like to see the light go out.
You're a psychopath.
Fucking yellow bastard.
And you're a fucking racist! That's it. I'm never gonna love you because I'm beginning to hate you already.
I said he was mine.
She wants to take your place. Or at least, she can take your place. Oh! Ah! I knew that we were missing something about her, but I was not expecting that. Of course I'm disappointed, of course I'm never gonna love her. And even if she has a big mouth and I like that, she's a fucking racist and she's a fucking psychopath. She killed all of this person and she destroyed Kimiko's brother just like that.
As I said, we are conducting a robust investigation into Compound V. I had no knowledge whatsoever. We believe it was the work of a small, disaffected group of scientists.
That's a good way, you know, to...
That toll would have been much higher had it not been for the brave actions of our newest hero, Stormfront.
They're putting her in front page. It's not good for you, Homelander. Newest hero. Oh, you made yourself so many enemies right there. Count me on. That's a villain that I'm gonna love to hate also, you know, like Homelander. And that was a really great episode. Really. Like the two other ones, like I said, the second one I thought that how the scenes, you know, were built together, it was not as smooth as it was during all of the season 1 and the episode 1. During this episode 3, I did not have this issue at all, everything was smooth. Again, it was a 1 hour episode and I felt like I just watched 30 minutes, you know, like the half of it, I didn't see the time passing. So many things are happening into each scene. You are forced to be focused all of the time. We have some moments of action, but we have also some moments of tension. Even if we are not always like that, you know, into the rhythm, we are not always like into the action. We are always doing something. Each scene is happening for a reason. Each scene is bringing an explanation or a tension or an action. So we are each time focused into the show, so that's why we don't have the impression that, you know, time is long, it's really a 1 hour episode. Not at all. I love that with this show. It's really the proof that it's a good entertainment. Again, we have funny moments, we have moments of action, moments of tension, disgusting moments, all of that. Oh, what we learned during this episode, we learned stuff, you know. We learned interesting stuff for the characters, in my opinion. It was really more an episode about the characters than really about the big storyline of this season. Even if, you know, during this episode we had the reveal about the Compound V to everyone. I was really not expecting that to happen into the episode 3. I was more voting on the episode 4, you know, the half of the season. But we already have that and we already have them lying about it. That was a clever way, you know, to deal with that information, with that news, to hide and to take the responsibility, but at the same time to be like, no, we are not agreeing with that. That episode was really more about the characters, in my opinion. About Yui, who I thought wanted more independence, you know, who was ready to fight for his ideas, who punched a butcher in the face also, who won also, you know, because with Starlight they managed to make that big reveal about the Compound V, and he was sad, I'm not sure that it's a good word for that Butcher was not respecting him more after that, was not proud of him. But at the end, Butcher not ready to sacrifice himself, but ready, you know, to give up on Kimiko's brother, and by that to give up on this solution that he had to see his wife, to have his wife back. That's meaningful, and for Yui it's meaningful. He's taking his hand like, I'm trusting you again. Is it gonna stay like that or not? I'm not sure, but for now that was a big proof for Butcher. Okay, I'm not gonna let you down, I'm gonna save you no matter what. That was great for Yui and for Butcher's character also, to slow down a little, because like I said, during the two first episodes he had a big head like always, but it was beginning to be annoying. Right there with this episode, I'm loving him more, you know, because he's slowing down a little on all of that. That was also an interesting episode for the character of Kimiko. We learned more about her relationship with her brother. The fact that he died, this didn't surprise me. We were expecting that. Killing by who? I didn't know, but I was expecting him to die. Maybe not during this episode, but pretty soon. And now she's gonna try to take her revenge against Stormfront. What she did? What a fucking psychopath. You know, I'm really interested to see my reactions really during the editing, because I was like, why did she kill that dad, you know, into the apartment? And then when she saw that man, when she was into the stairs, same, she killed him. And I think that I was surprised, and then we had all of these explosions into the building, and I was really understanding that, okay, she's crazy, we are discovering that she's crazy and that she's ready to kill a lot of persons just to get to, you know, the super villain, and to kill him, and not just to kill him, to destroy him, to... I mean, when she had Kimiko like that, she could have killed her in 1 second, you know, an electric thing, and that's it, we don't have Kimiko anymore. But she wanted, you know, to destroy her, to hurt her, that her death would be painful. And same for Kimiko's brother. She could have killed him just like that, but no, she wanted him to suffer. She's a fucking psychopath. And I was saying that I was this close to love her, but I was forcing myself to not love her because I had the impression that something was missing. And I was voting for this theory about her being related to someone into Vought, you know, maybe being the boss daughter or something like that. I'm still having this theory. Maybe I'm not wrong about that. That's not the only thing, you know, she's also a psychopath. And a fucking racist. I think that she's also there to take the place of Homelander. And Homelander is beginning to see it. I think that all of that is orchestrated, you know, is organized by Vought boss. Because maybe he's her father, you know, and he wants to put her like that. But even more because he wants to erase Homelander, to discredit him, because this is the end of his contract, and that can be the good way. If he will manage to discredit Homelander and to put Stormfront as the true hero of the team, maybe that can be a good way to say goodbye to Homelander. Homelander also during this episode we saw more about his character, with his kid, being proud of him having powers, not understanding that this kid is not happy about how he's dealing with him and how he's treating also his mother, him questioning his feelings about what a family is. I mean, I'm sure that he's thinking about it, but I'm not buying the fact that he really cares. Not really. We'll see if it's gonna evolve or not. I mean, his feelings about having a family and my feelings about him thinking of that. We'll see. And at the end, we are seeing him being like that with Stormfront. It's not just the fact that she killed that supervillain. It's also the fact that he saw her calming Starlight, you know. He's seeing her, you know, taking the lead also on the team. And we had also things about A-Train, Starlight, a little about Maeve, but that's already enough, you know. Again, they have so many characters, so many things to think about, to talk about during each episode, that not all of the characters can be used in each episode. That normally, you know, not all of the characters can be used in each episode, and they are managing that well. They are using all of them, they are talking about all of them, they are giving issues to all of them, team issues and personal issues, developments and storylines. That's so great, and it can't be, you know, as important, and they can't have the same place and the same time in each episode, but at least they are still in each episode, and that's really great. And Deep, that whale, after the dolphin, now we have a whale. Lucy. Oi, oi, oi. Poor Lucy. And poor Deep. Really, I have some pity for him, but each time that I'm seeing him, I have some trouble to take him seriously. He's really... I'm sad for him and I have some pity for him, but I can't forget the dolphin incident. Now we have the whale incident, and I can't forget also all of what he did to all of these women. And now he's into that church. They gave him that information. They want him to be back with the Seven. If he managed to get back to the Seven, I think that this church is gonna try to manipulate him. I think that I was gonna say maybe it can be a good storyline for the next season, for the season 3. You know, maybe during this season he's gonna try to get back to the Seven. At the end of the season, he's gonna be back into the team, and then we're gonna see into the next season the church trying to manipulate him doing stuff. It's really like this church is really a story that they are just telling us little things about that church, about that story. It's really like they are just, you know, presenting us some things to give us the impression that okay, we are talking about it, but there is so many mysterious things about this church. I think that it's gonna be used really later. Maybe I'm wrong, because into this show they are really doing things quickly, like they already revealed about the Compound V to everyone, so maybe it's gonna happen in fact during this season, you know, that thing about the church. Maybe not. We'll see. Tell me, what did you think about these 3 episodes? I think that having 3 episodes to begin the season is really a clever idea to really give us all of the storylines that we're gonna talk about during this season. Where are the characters? What are we gonna talk about for them, for their developments? And also to give us, you know, a big view about the rhythm, the atmosphere, all of that, you know, about this season. that's really a clever idea, you know, a clever marketing idea to give us 3 episodes to begin for a season of 8 episodes. That's really great in my opinion. Okay, so I will see you in some days for the episode 4. Again, the episode 4 is gonna be out on Friday and you're gonna have my reaction videos about it on Monday because I want to let you the time to watch it on your own. Again, I'm not a streaming way to watch the show, I'm making reaction videos about it to share with you my reactions and my thoughts so you can compare with your reactions and your thoughts and so we can talk about it on the comments. If you saw something that I didn't see during these 3 episodes, don't hesitate to tell me that on the comments so we can talk about it, you know. Tell me what do you think about my theory about Stormfront being related to someone into Vought, maybe being the daughter of someone. Like, I'm really expecting that kind of person to test the Compound V on their own daughters and sons, so I wouldn't be surprised and it would explain why she's like that, acting like a teenager, being against Vought, knowing already all of that about Vought, about how Vought is functioning, being placed, you know, at the front by the boss, like daddy's daughter, like daddy's girl, you know. I don't know, for me it would explain a lot of things. Tell me. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for The Boys for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.